In this video, I want to discuss PAILs and rails for our lumbar spine, so that lower avenue of our spine down here in a flexion position. So that's going to be the position bending forward through here. I'm going to show you in a couple different positions for this. So one's going to be a seated, one's also going to be a standing. So there's going to be various pieces of equipment that we can use for this. For the seated, something like a strap. If you don't have a strap, I'm also going to show you a way of doing it without the strap. Yoga blocks will come in handy. And then for standing, the strap and something like a PVC pipe will come in handy as well. So I want to start with the basic form of it in a seated position, utilizing the strap. So for this, what I want to do is I'm going to wrap and put the strap underneath my feet. Now, when we do this, make sure the chair or the couch, or whatever you're sitting on, is stationary. Don't do this on like a rolling chair. You will start to slide back as you do this. Put that strap underneath your feet, and I want you to then bring yourself into flexion, pushing your spine back into that position. Grabbing onto the strap, we're going to use this strap to create tension. So from here, pushing my back in that flexion position, I'm going to start to pull up on the strap, creating tension there. While I'm doing that, I'm trying to drive my spine into extension. So acting like I'm trying to straighten my spine up. Driving in that position, feeling contraction a little bit through my abs. Now from that point, I then want to drive my spine back into more flexion. So once again, from here, into flexion, pulling on the strap, driving my spine forward, creating that tension, working up to our greatest, safest effort for the day, and then driving our spine back into more flexion. Now, if we don't have the strap, you can also just wrap your hands and your arms underneath your knees. Now, this position, if we are limited in flexion, can become challenging. This is where the yoga blocks will come in handy. So if we can't get to this position where we're here and I'm generating up, I can utilize the yoga blocks, put my feet up on them. That'll actually decrease the amount of flexion that I'm in by bringing my knees up, and I can get there a little bit easier and wrap underneath here. So very similar to what we just did, I'm going to wrap my hands underneath, bringing my spine into flexion. I'm going to pull my arms up, driving my spine into extension, and then driving my spine back into flexion a little bit more. A third way we could do this is very similar without the strap. Is if we have a chair where we can actually grab underneath, that's a third way we can do it from this various position. Now, the standing variation, they move the bench out of the way. We're going to be using the strap and something like a PVC pipe. So for this, I'm going to be wrapping the strap on the PVC pipe, and I'm then going to step on the strap there. Now for this, I have to round myself into flexion and then wrap underneath here. You can also do this with a very, very heavy resistance band, but it has to be tight enough where you're not going to pull it too much. So wrapping underneath here, I'm working to straighten my back. I'm trying to straighten up, then I'm trying to drive into more flexion as we go. This is also a great setup to work isometrics for low back flexion. So let's say we're working on picking something up. So I'm just trying to pick up a box or something, and I want to generate tension into the low spine. Same idea. I can come into this position here, generate here, and just do an isometric where I'm just trying to pull up. And just generating force in that position. So these are a couple different variations or ways to tackle flexion of the lumbar spine. A couple from the seated position, one from the standing. Also a way of actually tackling an isometric for flexion from standing. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.